Here we go.
Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to Whose Online Is It Anyway? You Harrison Blackwoods. I saw that name in the chat, and I was like, it sounds like an Ornpay star. Harrison Blackwood violates Lana Rhoades in, Lana spelled backwards, in space. Because in space, when you rupture a butthole, everyone can hear you scream. I'm Toxic Male. That's Terrence Pop.
What's up, you hairy hip huckers? Now, this is what we got going on tonight. Now, you guys, if you guys have been watching my show, I've done a couple of lair videos in the past in regards to the upcoming weapon systems of the future. And one that is actually within the grasps of virtually anyone out there is the new drone technology. Now, we have a guest on here. We're not going to use his name. We just call him Mr. D. He's a retired Air Force vet.
Also sounds like a porn star.
Yeah. And he actually works for a civilian company that does military contracting for the U.S. of A. And he knows a lot more about this drone subject than I do. And why don't you introduce yourself, Mr. D? We don't need your whole name, just
the Big D.
The Big D.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on. Like Pop said, I've got a background in the military. I did 20 years in the Air Force as a heavy aircraft jet engine mechanic. Did that, had fun doing that. When I got ready to get out, our big Uncle Sam decided to reschool me and retrain me. Didn't want me to do the same job and hurt myself some more. So they put me through school to learn how to play with drones.
How long was that school for you? How long did it take?
So the initial aerial drone part was 2 years. So I have an associate's degree in drone engineering.
Okay.
And then after I finished that degree, Uncle Sam again said, we've got more money, so keep going. So I've got a bachelor's degree in underwater drone engineering as well. So both air, land, and sea now.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but like if you're doing the drone stuff in the sea, that means you could work for like some of the big oil companies that do exploration and stuff?
Yeah, after I graduated, I went out to the Gulf of Mexico and worked for a company doing hydrographic surveying, flying, swimming, whatever you want to call it, underwater drones the size of minivans at 4,000 feet deep.
Wow.
Oh, so those are like full-size submersibles, practically. They're just unmanned?
Yeah, full-size tethered submersibles. So I was up top on a ship, rocking and rolling, while the drone was down below doing what I was doing with it.
And then, it has like the robotic arms and stuff on there, so you can like control it that way. So it can interact with the stuff down there.
Yeah, it's like Big Geek and Little Geek in the abyss.
Yeah. What is the maximum depth you could take those down to?
The one that I had, that I was flying, I'm not sure, probably 10,000 feet. But they've got drones that go down to the Marianas Trench, which is like 7 miles.
Yeah. Wow.
So, fun stuff.
All right, so you have a 4-year degree in this drone technology, and you could fly them, and then you can fly them in the air and in the water. We'll just say, it's just a different medium. They fly in both of those. So
correct.
You could say an aerial drone swims through the air, which technically it does. So,
right.
You're not wrong when you say, you were flying them, underwater. Now, when you were overseas doing this, how many other people were doing the same thing as you? Was there 3 shifts, or was it just you, or was like a whole crew of people?
So my crew that I had was 2 pilots, me and one other, and then we had an intel analyst going around with us to give us the insight of what the current threat was in our different locations.
All right, and then while you were overseas doing the actual drones, were you just basically using them to take pictures and do reconnaissance, or were you actually pulling the trigger on people?
No, the primary purpose for my position being over there is to train the Army of what the threat is, how it works, and what it looks like, and how they can defeat it. They have different tools out there available to them. The Drone Defender, Drone Buster, all this stuff you can find it online with a simple Google search. And you can find all the different ways to counteract drones. So our job is to go out there and teach these guys what it looks like. We go through a module set with death by PowerPoint for a couple hours. And then we go out and we actually put a couple drones in the air and let them take control of them with their counter drone systems.
All right, so they just they're the ones that push the buttons that put people in to the permanent dirt nap. You're just an instructor. Is that what you're telling me?
Permanent dirt nap.
So I teach them what it looks like and what it's supposed to do, so that they know when the real world situation happens, that they know what they're supposed to do and what it's supposed to look like when it happens.
Okay, so what I want to do here real quick is we want to show one of the videos that you sent us. I know you're on the phone because you're having Murphy problems on your end, so you won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, those storms ripping through the Midwest are really really wreaking havoc.
We're going to show the one that you have. Basically, it's ISIS using one of their drones to drop grenades or mortar rounds on people. So we're going to play that real quick.
I want to make sure that I've got the right one. You
Is
want
that
the you want the ISIS?
What was that one?
I think it's the ISIS one.
ISIS propaganda video?
ISIS release propaganda. Yeah.
Okay, let's check it out here. This is going to be commentary only because of the nature of the beast involving having someone on the phone via computer versus having like a Zoom call. We don't have as much control over audio, but here we go.
All right, so yeah, it's the one video you sent that has them over a soccer stadium.
Yep.
And they're basically dropping munitions on here.
So basically, if you think about it, you take a $1,500 commercially available off-the-shelf drone, rig it up to be able to drop hand grenades, and you have the possibility of putting warheads on foreheads, so to speak.
I like that, warheads on foreheads. Yeah, so basically, if ISIS has this kind of technology, it's all over the Middle East by now. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, if you go on Netflix and pull up Mosul, there's a whole movie they created how ISIS took over Mosul using drones.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually have a little snippet from that, I believe. You have hand grenade drone adds to Islamic State group arsenal around Mosul. Yeah, here it is.
Here it is. Yeah, and people don't seem to understand. I mean, this. If we have a problem here in this country and there's a two-way rifle range kicks off, this weapons technology we're looking at right here on the screen is going to be very common, and it might even become SOP.
Correct. And there's a lot of guys like me, basic engineering skills, or if I can think it, I can build it type mentality. So it doesn't take much to take one of these couple $100 drones and turn it into a munition.
Yep, and then
because they are cheap. You sent an Amazon link as well. We can throw this up right here for really quick.
Yeah, here we go.
To build your own, essentially, an unassembled framework is $278.
That's not a lot of money.
This outfit right here that you're looking at, as it sits, I can program that drone to go out. I can actually, the software that goes with this drone, I can program 250 of these at any one time to go out and do 750 different things. So if you think about the swarm technology, and that right now that's the Army's biggest fear is swarm technology. Sending out a mass number of these, like you see the Chinese are doing the light displays up in the sky.
Yep.
Imagine that. They even did a movie of it. Angel Has Fallen, I think it is, where the president was attacked by a swarm of drones.
Yeah,
the technology's there. It just takes a minute to go on YouTube, figure out how to do it, and the capabilities in your hands.
Yeah, and this is, and in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can actually 3D print tools and stuff for this, can't you?
You can. In fact, I've been working with a 3D printer for the last 9 years, And if there's anything that I need for my drone that I can't just buy, as long as I can design it in a CAD software and feed it to my 3D printer, I can print anything I can dream up.
So replacing damaged props would be cake.
The props are a little difficult.
Oh, they are? Okay.
But they're cheap. You're talking a couple $dollars for a new prop and a couple days on waiting for it to show up in the mail. And
okay. I thought that'd be easy. Shows you what I know about 3D printing.
Brackets or anything like that you need to attach a munition or a drop system of some sort, you can print it out and it's right there. You don't have to wait for it.
All right. Now, what is the maximum altitude you can get with one of these off the shelf systems?
So this one right here, the FAA has come out and they put a ceiling of 400 feet. They don't want you to go over 400 feet and get into the national airspace that most airplanes and stuff like that uses. Mm-hmm. So some of these drone companies have built that into their software where they'll put a ceiling on it where it will not allow the drone to go over 400 feet. However, the system right here, this Redonkulas system, will allow you to go as high as your battery will stay alive. And in fact, DJI came, before they started putting the restrictions on, you can go on YouTube and look at guys that have put these things up 11,000 feet in the air.
Wow. All right. So what you're telling me is the FFA is building FAA, whatever. They're building in basically a ceiling of 400 feet. But
Correct.
Like if you were to get one of these drones, I mean, there are ways you can go in there and wipe it and reprogram it yourself.
You can, or if you get a system like this one here, it's not restricted by the parent company, the designer company. So 3DR, who sold it to a couple other different companies, the original Redonkulas, they never put that restriction in there. So you can buy these that are unrestricted already. You don't have to do anything to them, and you can shoot them to 11,000 feet in the air. In fact, there's long-range systems that you can buy and attach to this that allow me to fly this aircraft in any direction up to 125 miles.
Wow!
And still have full control over the aircraft. And that's commercially available off the shelf.
All right. So when you tell me this, the 125 miles, okay, my evil genius thinking meat is the way I'm thinking.
Yes.
Is say you get a team of individuals on the objective, okay,
Yep.
and they have their communication equipment. They can hook up to whatever drones come their way. You have, your turbo dorks launch all of the drones, fly them in your direction, and then you're on station. And as soon as they get within range, you can grab control of them and do whatever you want with them. And
yes.
more than likely, you're going to kamikaze them or whatever it is because they're basically weapon systems.
Well, not only that, but you have the capability of attaching a camera to any of these drones, and you can see through the eyes of the camera. And they use that for their intelligence recon, their ISR. So I can put a camera on here, put a pair of goggles on, or hook it up to, say, a large big screen TV, and I can see through the eyes of the camera while it's flying, and I can direct it to anything that I want it to fly into or any direction I want it to go.
So you can fly it through like open windows, into a building,
Yep.
through an open door. That's pretty
Exactly.
terrifying, man. Because just think about that. Say you got a team of 3 bad guys, and they're in an Overwatch position, and they're looking at your ammo supply point. All right.
Yep.
They have a couple of dozen of these drones fly into position, and then they just simply grab one drone at a time, fly it into where the ammo is stored, and you can basically destroy the whole ASP.
Exactly, you can.
All right. Now, are they still using fixed-wing drones, or is that older technology?
Oh, no, the fixed-wing drones is even better yet because a lot of the times they stay in the air way longer than one of these quadcopters will.
Okay.
So I can put a fixed-wing drone in the air as long as I understand aerodynamics, and I can fly it like an airplane. I can put it in. I can put it at altitude, chop the throttle. Now I turn it into a glider, which saves my battery, and I can fly it for, 10, 15, 120 miles out if I wanted to, as long as the battery will last that long. And go out and do recon, with a camera on it. I can take videos, take pictures, do whatever. Or we did a demonstration, and we packed 2 pounds of C4 in the nose of one of these aircraft, flew it into an APC, armored personnel carrier, and blew the doors off of it. That's a demonstration just to show the capabilities of what the bad guys can do. Yep. And they're doing it as well. They're doing it even with bigger drones, bigger airplanes.
And it doesn't really require that much, that big of a payload to destroy a vehicle.
No, it doesn't. Like I said, 2 pounds of C4, and we're blowing we're cleaning the dust out of the APC.
Yeah, you're right.
So, C4, depending on what it hits, depending on what its target is, if you imagine a tanker truck full of fuel, how much damage is 2 pounds of C4 going to do with that? Or, like you pointed out, an ammo dump.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. And since you can, I don't know. I mean, are there drones out there that you can literally fly and then you can drop them into water and they'll still work underwater?
There are. I don't know the names of them, but I know they're out there.
Okay. So technically, they could fly the drone over the ocean, then take it underwater to do all kinds of other nefarious shit to like ships and so forth, if it has a big enough warhead.
Sure.
And there's really nothing they can do. I mean, once
there's really nothing you can't do with one of these.
Yeah,
you just have to have an ID.
And once it gets in the water, they really can't stop it.
No.
Okay. So what are some of the defense systems that they have on deck against these?
So the biggest one they have, they've taken gun systems off gunships and made them portable on the ground, and it's called oh man, I'll have to get back to LPWS. Basically, it's a machine gun that identifies where the drone is and just starts barraging it, whatever you want to call it, with bullets until it hits it.
It's like the Navy has, it's called a Sea Whiz, and it basically it's a minigun and it just throws up a wall of lead.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
With exploding tips. I had one. In fact, not too long ago, we flew a aircraft against their systems. I'll say at one of the bases here in the States, and it actually came back, and we had bullet holes in the wings and in the fuselage. They didn't hit anything important, so the aircraft was able to return to home.
Yep. Okay, and that CRAM or the CWIZ thing, the phalanx system, we're showing it on our screen right here. Now, I have watched that stuff operate when I was in Iraq in 2004, and that thing actually will shoot down 60 millimeter, 81 millimeter, and 4-inch mortars on the way down. So
yes, and I won't tell you how I know that for sure, firsthand experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty creepy when you're walking down the to the chow hall and all of a sudden you're wah, and then you're like, oh my, and it's loud as shit too.
Yep,
it is.
There's a couple other toys out there that they've got. They've got electronic jamming, so they can jam the frequency used to fly the drone, so the pilot has no more control over the drone at that point. They can either redirect it to where they want the drone to come to and land, or they can send it back to home where it came from, and then track it as it's going, so they can figure out where it came from and send a group out there to take down the pilot,
or give them a welcoming party,
or give them that.
Yeah.
There's GPS jamming. They can jam the GPS system, so it has no idea where it's at, and it'll just either sit there and hover until the battery goes dead, or it'll land itself.
Now,
we've also got,
is there countermeasures you can program into the drone for that? Isn't there?
There is. There's lost link countermeasures. So should the pilot lose communication, say they jam it, you can have it programmed so it'll either sit there and hover until the battery goes dead, or you can tell it to return to home.
Or it can self-destruct.
Or self-destruct. Or should I imagine that my drone's going to get jammed, and I know that they're going to turn it to return to home, or regardless, I can put my home point where I want the drone to actually go and do damage. So I can put the drone's return to home point somewhere in the center of their fob, and that's where it's going to go regardless. If it gets jammed or if they try to send it back to home, it's still going to go and do its mission.
Okay. Well, that's pretty creepy.
Yep.
And now, if I recall, you can actually jam one of these with the same technology that you can jam cell phones with. Am I correct?
Correct. In fact, for less than $200, I just ordered all the parts to build my own jamming system.
What kind of range can you get out of that?
About a kilometer and a half.
So everything within a kilometer and a half is just two tits to the sky.
Yep.
Ah, that's awesome. And you can order all these parts and build it yourself.
I was surprised that I saw the antennas, and as soon as I saw the antennas, I started looking for the actual jamming device, and everything's on eBay, believe it or not.
Well, I'm actually not shocked. You can get some of that stuff on eBay. You can get all kinds of cool shit on eBay, and a lot of times they just they name it something else. And
Yep.
if you know what you're looking for, you can go over there and pick it up, no problem.
Exactly. All you need is an idea and how to put it together, and that's all it takes.
Uh-huh. All right, now, are you up to speed on some of the latest technology that the military is using when it comes to their drones?
Because I can find it on the internet, I can tell you about it.
Okay.
So there are laser systems out there used to bring down drones, and I've seen them, I've flown against them, and I've lost. So I know they work.
All right. So is this another drone that attacks your drone, or is this something else?
No, it's a laser mounted on a ship, mounted on a vehicle, or mounted on the top of a building. And once a drone is detected, that laser turns and it starts shooting that laser beam at it until it burns it out of the sky.
Okay. Well, you're really not going to escape the laser.
Laser.
The laser will fuck you up. Yeah, but I mean, that's expensive to get your hands on, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the average person is not going to be able to build a laser to burn stuff out of the air. At least not right now. Maybe in 10 years. What'd you say?
I was telling you, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
The average person is not going to be able to purchase the equipment necessary to build a laser with the kind of range and strength needed to burn something out of the air. That seems to me like
I don't know that you see that little green laser light that everybody uses to light matches. I don't know what kind of range that thing would have to burn something out of the air, but you can light matches with it up close. Who knows?
Yeah, up close, yeah. But the thing is, like a lot of lasers, most people don't know this, is you got to have there's like a focusing mechanism so you can actually focus the energy.
Yep.
So that's pretty scary, though. It's pretty scary because even if you have a laser that will not burn something out of the air, it's enough to burn your eyes out of your head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also enough to burn the reticles out of the cameras as well. So you'll disable the pilot's ability to see what the drone sees.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. And it doesn't take much to destroy the lenses in a camera with a laser, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Hey Blake, you're the camera guy.
Yeah.
Will a laser fuck up a camera?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got to be careful even at parties with that laser stuff. You have to be aware to shoot away from it.
Oh, it just takes a second and then burn out the sensors.
Yeah, because the only thing that's protecting the sensor inside of the camera is a very thin piece of glass. That's it.
Okay. So they pull out the laser and
that's why they encourage you to put UV filters on all of your lenses just to have a little extra layer of protection, because even the sun can screw up your sensor if you really, really like sun flare a little too much.
Okay. All right. Now, and I remember you were talking about shoulder-fired system that you can use to take down drones. What?
So, yeah, if you think about the Avengers,
Okay.
those are also the rockets in those, the Stinger missiles, can also be shoulder launched, correct?
Uh-huh.
So if the drone holds its position long enough and doesn't realize that it's getting targeted, you could obviously shoulder rocket a drone and bring it down.
Okay. But the thing is like, if you're going to take down a tiny little drone with a Stinger, I mean, the Stinger is like a $200,000, platform at a minimum. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Not exactly consumer friendly.
No. I mean, I've actually fired the Stingers and the Red Eyes when I was in the Q course and in the Special Forces community, and those things are crazy expensive.
And that's
But
why
they're available.
Mm-hmm.
And I've flown against them.
You have?
I have.
Okay.
How many assault rifles is that, Pop? Pop thinks of everything in terms of...
It's like 250, mainline battle rifles, or 100 with magazines and ammo.
It's a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know all about this stuff. So, but I mean, this is stuff that scares the shit out of me here because, I mean, you can take anyone out with this shit.
Right. And then, like you were leading to a little bit ago, there are anti-drone drones that are designed to take out other drones. Once a drone is identified on some kind of radar system, a drone is told to seek and destroy it, basically. And basically, there's multiple different ones out there. The one that I know of will actually turn itself into what they consider a bowling ball in the sky. And it goes out and basically bashes into the enemy drone and knocks it out of the sky.
How effective is that, though? Yeah, how effective is that?
Oh, it doesn't take much to bring down a drone if you just kill one of its props.
No, I know. You take a prop out.
It tumbles like a sack of shit.
Now, hang on, because I've had this discussion with some very high-ranking people, and that's not exactly true.
Okay. I just know what's happened to my shit when I'm in unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
So if you think about a quadcopter, being 4, no problem. You take out one of its arms, you take off one of its props, chances are it's coming out of the sky. However, they are getting smart to that. So they are working the software to be able to get it to identify that it's got a bad motor, it lost a prop, it lost an arm, whatever. So the other 3 will compensate to keep the aircraft in the air and make it so that you can bring it down safely. At the same time, if you look at a hexacopter, 6 blades, 6 motors, take one of them out, no big deal. Look at an octocopter, 8 motors and blades. Take one of them out, no big deal. I can still fly the aircraft. Been there, done that.
That's actually that's actually pretty good. And
so if you take one motor out, it's really not that big of a deal, depending on what design you have.
Yeah,
the biggest target, and I know you can relate. Anybody that I've taught this class to, I tell them the same thing. When you go down to sight your rifle, and when you go to qualify, what's the one thing that they tell you to shoot at?
Center mass.
Center mass. Why?
Because if you miss, you're still hitting the target in some way, shape, or form.
So center mass has most of your vital organs in it, right? You hit the heart, you hit the lungs, whatever. Chances are you're going to take out that target. Same thing with a drone. A lot of times, the major organs are going to be in the center of that aircraft for center of gravity to be able to keep the aircraft flying flat. That's where your battery's going to be. That's where the brain box for the drone's going to be. So I tell everybody, if you're going to try to take out a drone, you take out the center and take out that power source.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are easily to be EMP'd. Can you do that?
You can EMP this, absolutely. As soon as you kill the power, it's coming down out of the sky.
It's over. It's done deal.
Or if you screw up, the electronics that tell it how to stay flat and stay up, it's coming down.
All right. So the ones that the military uses, the fixed wings, Do those
Yep.
run? Those run on jet fuel? Do they or do they not?
It depends on which type you're talking about. They've got electric ones. They've got jet fuel ones. They've got natural gas ones. It just depends on which aircraft you're talking about.
Natural gas. Oh my God.
Petrol, gasoline, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but you figure that the fixed wing ones, you could probably get a lot more range out of those.
If it's a gas engine, yes, it'll stay in the air a lot longer. But it's also more volatile if somebody tries taking it down because you're looking at fuel.
Yep, because I recall in '04 they were able to keep drones in the air for 10 to 15 hours at a time, just doing racetracks.
Oh, yeah. Now you can keep them in the air for days.
Now, have you heard of any other countries or conflict zones that are using the drone technology?
Yeah, if you guys look at the link that I sent you, militaryfactory.com, it's a whole list of different countries, what drones they're using, and actually pictures of them as well.
Yeah, let's see if we can pull
Is
this
that
up.
the ISR unmanned aerial vehicles compilation here?
Yeah, they got the Textron RQ-7 Shadow.
Yep.
The ADCOM 40, and it has the different countries here. That's
It also
Egypt.
has date of origin as well, so you can see which of these technologies is outdated and which ones are more recent.
Like the one at the top of that list is the one I saw in Iraq.
But the Shadow, they're still using it.
Yeah.
Just because it's 2002 doesn't mean they discontinued it. They're still using Shadows.
Well, they probably
Ravens,
just upgrade the
Got
electronics.
one in here from 1980.
Wow. Oh, yeah, it's a helicopter.
Yeah,
the Boeing Hughes.
Little Bird.
I didn't know that they had a Little Bird drone. From the 80s?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, look, there's a bunch in there from China.
And some from the future. Oh, no.
Like, look at all the ones from
The
China.
Boeing, the Boeing Phantom Works is from 2026, so I guess this one's still in development. 1958, Brantley B-2 helicopter.
Well, I know that what is it? The Chinese have modified a bunch of MiG-15s, which are the old 1950s jet engine fighter, and they've used those. They've turned those into drones as well. But look at this list; it just goes on and on, man. Holy fuck! And this is not going to go anywhere. I mean, the cat's out of the bag, and and you're going to start seeing drones that basically drive around on the ground.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have tanks, and, all kinds of machine guns, and
that go, that look like torpedoes that go through the water and do search and recovery, search and whatever, take pictures, do sonar, do radar, take images, and send it back to whoever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but this actually just scares the absolute shit out of me right now.
That just gives me ideas.
Well,
I should go out and build.
It gives me ideas, but it still scares the shit out of me because, I mean, all you really need is, if you have technology that you can harden so it won't be jammed, and you build a whole fleet of this shit, you could. You're a very dangerous individual.
And the bad guys are doing it. They're using actually World War II technology to fly these drones, and so that they can't be jammed.
Oh, well, how do they do that? World War II technology is not that state of the art.
That's actually probably part of the reason why.
Think of a drone that instead of reading GPS location, it's reading altitude and airspeed.
Okay.
So it knows it's got to go so many feet or so many miles or whatever at this altitude, and then it can do whatever it's got to do. Once it hits and then it can go to a different altitude, which gives a different pressure. At a certain pressure, it can do a different thing, and drop a munition, set off a munition, whatever, or just, one and done, run itself into the ground. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need GPS. It doesn't need command and control. It just uses old technology that says, go this far, this fast, and do this.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the V1 and V2 from World War II definitely did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just reminds me of, well, I'm going to dork myself out here. Star Trek 3, and when Scotty easily disables the computer on the Excelsior, which should be able to catch up to the Enterprise, and all it took was 4 computer chips. He hands them to McCoy and he says, the more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is, yeah.
So here's another one for you there.
All right.
So think about this for a second. So with a drone, with a multi-rotor drone, you're less limited than you are with an airplane, right? With a multi-rotor, you can go straight up and fly around and go do what you got to do, come back and land. With an airplane, you got to have some kind of a landing strip.
Uh-huh.
So you've got to have a clear area where you can launch this aircraft. It flies out, it goes out, does its thing. If it's required to, it can fly back, and you've got to have a clear landing area. So the latest and greatest is a hybrid of the two systems. So now it's an airplane, but it also has the capability of taking off and landing like a multi-rotor.
Mm-hmm.
So it can go. It's no longer limited on where it can take off and land. It can take off as long as it's got a clear canopy above it, take off, then it will transition and fly as an airplane and go out, and it gives it the endurance of an airplane. So those are the latest
best of
and
both
greatest when it comes
worlds.
to drones.
So you get the best of both worlds, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
And you've got the bigger payload with a gas engine fixed wing.
I got you. And I know you can't go over a lot of the cutting edge shit that they're using right now because it's not found on the whatchamacallit on the
Anything
internet.
not found on the internet.
But there's Latitude Engineering HQ-40 hybrid quadcopter. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, look at that shit.
Oh, yeah. You can almost not even see the props almost. They almost blend in.
Yeah, you can use the props to take it up to altitude and then
glide. Nice.
glide, and then there you go.
It's got a gas engine on it, small lawnmower, weed whacker, whatever you can strap back there and strap a prop to it, and then put some kind of a starting system on it and let it go.
Yeah, and if I recall when we talked, when I sat down with you a while back, you were telling me about how you were doing some demonstrations about dropping tennis balls on vehicles from altitudes.
Yep. So, right. So since we're not going to do demonstrations with the Army and actually drop
real
live
shit,
grenades,
yeah,
real stuff on them, we fix tennis balls filled with baby powder and glitter. So whatever we drop on, and one of the last projects I was on, we were actually out going through the woods trying to find bad guys, and I dropped on a Humvee that thought he was hidden in the trees, but apparently he wasn't well enough, so I was able to drop down on him altitude-wise, and then I dropped a tennis ball full of pink glitter on him from about 200 feet.
Well, there you go, man.
And then he got divorced.
So when he gets out of the field, he's got a lot of explaining to do why he's got all this pink glitter all over him.
There's no sex in the champagne room, honey, I promise.
It's called stripper herpes, man. Stripper herpes.
It's a classic mistake, coming home with glitter on you.
Oh, it's not a good deal at all.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these with actual weapons attached to them, like rifles and stuff like that?
There's a video that a kid did. I want to say it was 2015, back before there was any FAA regulations that said you couldn't. And as a part of a college project, he put a .45 caliber on the front of one of these drones. And because of the GPS system, it was able to actually fire and recover back to the same location and was ready to fire again. So it's there. We're not using it that I know of, and the bad guys that I know of aren't using it, but this kid was able to do it. So it is possible.
Well, I was reading that some of the drug lords and drug kingpins in Mexico and South America are using a lot of these drones for assassination, either for political rivals or competition.
Right. They're using grenades. We call them potato bombs. Basically, you take a bunch of nails, ball bearings, nuts, bolts, screws, washers, whatever, wrap it up in some tape and some C4, whatever, some kind of munition, and drop it from one of these drones. And they're doing that to take out their competition.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing that.
Yep. Yep, because I was actually, I'm trying to remember where I read this, but they had taken one of these smaller drones. It's like a $200 system. And
Yep.
they basically build, it's like a smaller Claymore mine kind of thing. It's not quite as big. Put it on the bottom of the drone, and they literally fly it over the car, land it right above their target, and it fires. Well, first of all, the whole thing's detonates, so the whole drone goes up in smoke. But,
right.
The ball bearings or whatever they have go down into the car and, kill the person underneath it. Because people think your car is going to give you some type of protection, and, it's nothing more than hardened aluminum foil.
Right.
The only part of that car is going to protect you from anything is either the engine block, maybe the axle, and maybe the tire if you can get behind the actual brake rotor. Other than that, you're done.
Yeah. When I was in Iraq in 2004, when I was still in the service, we got attacked one time, and the vehicle that was supposed to come pick me up, jerk off left me on the field and ran in. Actually had a mortar hit the ground next to it, and shrapnel went into the door well, but not all the way into the cab. But it also went through the rim, through the brake drum, and did damage to the brake system.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if I'd be hiding behind a wheel.
No. Well, where in Iraq were you at in 2004?
I was in Balad.
Okay. All right. So I was there in 2004 out of Abu Ghraib. And I did go to Balad a few times, so. I didn't rub elbows with Air Force people, but, because you guys live in your little spoiled little camps, campers and shit, and have your hotels. And
yeah. Well, you got to keep us protected, We got to get the Army guys to the fight and get them home when they're done fighting.
Yeah.
So we got to make sure the aircraft, are good to go.
I got you. So, now that we've talked about what we have, is there anything on the horizon that you envision happening?
Just training on bigger and more powerful and more lethal drones is where we're going next.
Now, do you think they're going to put together like a drone system that can actually take down fighter aircraft?
Oh, yeah. You can take a $1,500 little quadcopter, throw it in one of the motors, and you're bringing down an aircraft. They're using drones for harassment. You park a drone in the middle of an airfield or a runway, and you're shutting that runway down for however long it takes to clear that drone.
Mm-hmm.
2018, they did it in England. Cost the airport £5 million to not only clear the area, but create some kind of a counter system to keep drones from being able to come onto the airfield.
So some ass bag was just flying drones around the airport, fucking with everyone's feng shuis.
Something. I've heard a couple different stories as to why it happened. Something to do with some peace mission. Something to do with an angry employee that was pissed off and wanted to, harass the airport. So it's out there. Greenwich, Gadwich, something like that.
Greenwich.
Somewhere in England.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but shut it down for, I think it was 72 hours.
Uh-huh.
Cost millions of dollars, affected thousands of people. So you imagine that, imagine you one of you Army guys, you've been in the field or overseas for a year, you're ready to go home, and some jerkwad drops a quadcopter in the middle of a flight line, and it keeps you from being able to leave for another 72 hours. How pissed off are you going to be?
Well, the thing is yes, that would piss a lot of people off, but at the end of the day, it's more like an inconvenience. But if you were to do something like this to block logistics, then
Yep.
and then you have an attack or something going on at the same time, then that could be very effective.
Sure.
I mean, and all you're really
And-
doing is you're flying a drone around and, basically keeping their aircraft from landing.
Right.
I like it.
And it's in time. It doesn't take much. I mean, think about a goose or a bird bringing down an aircraft. It's no different than using a drone.
Well, yeah. Do they actually? I'm looking at the picture here. They're using
It
birds
actually
of prey.
is listed as one of the 9 counter drone technologies.
An eagle.
Birds of prey.
An eagle.
Eagles have been trained to capture small unmanned aircraft systems and commercial off-the-shelf drones. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, and then, well, I don't know, man. This whole thing has just got me. I keep coming back to this because this is going to be a big thing moving forward.
And let me tell you this. I sent you guys a link for artupilot.org copter. It's a picture. Basically, it's a schematic for anybody that's never built a drone.
Uh-huh.
And this was me. This was the picture that I used when I first got into this program and wanted to build my first drone. I looked at this picture. I bought everything that was in that picture, and I was able to build my first drone and hook it up with software that would give me the opportunity to fly 100% autonomous.
Okay, so you
And it's all open source, free on the internet. Anybody with a computer and an internet access can download it.
But you got to buy all the parts and stuff.
You got to buy the parts to build it, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm
the
just
software is
thinking
free.
in the back of my brain pan, how would you go about picking all of this stuff up without tracing it back to you? Well, you probably have to show up in cash.
Hobby stores.
What?
Hobby stores.
Yeah. Hobby store. You show up with cash.
And use cash.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or, go on the internet, go on eBay, and have it shipped to your neighbor's house.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's easily tracked. I'm just trying to. The way I'm envisioning this is, in the future, a bunch of turbo dorks getting their hands on this kind of stuff, and just doing all kinds of just wreaking havoc with it.
So some of the drones that we've seen, and they're using, and it's in one of the videos that I sent you guys. I'm not sure exactly which one, but they're taking basically cardboard, trash, a junk lawnmower, or not lawnmower, but maybe a old weed whacker motor, and it doesn't take much to make an airplane out of this stuff and put it in the air and send it off and hope it does something somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And they're using 3D printers to print, say, the base of a munition. So there's no tracing where that munition came from, because if you use a 3D printer, there's no serial numbers on it. There's no stock number, nothing to tell you what batch it came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people don't seem to know this, but like if you were to get your hands on a military munition, there's usually attached to it a lot number.
Yep.
And they can trace that lot number to where it was issued and who used it. And they get it. They're actually pretty good at that nowadays, because back in the day when I was in second bat.
But if you strip all that off of there and you 3D print a body for the main warhead and the flights and everything that you need to make that thing do what you want it to do, fall out of the sky in a straight line, you can 3D print all that and you won't have any of that information.
Okay. That's
we're finding that as well.
Are you guys starting to find that overseas, or?
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
Well, I know that where did I read the first drone attacks were like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
In Iraq, and what's this? Iraq, and then ISIS was doing it. I'm trying to remember when ISIS actually started going nuts. So was that 2011 when they started picking up? I'm trying to remember.
I think one of the videos I sent you said they started around 2014, maybe 2012. They were doing ISR with them, then 14 is when they started actually attaching munitions to them.
Now, if I recall, when I was in Iraq in 04, we worked under the 202 MI Battalion, and I used to make it one of my daily tasks was to go through the HQ, sit down at one of their open systems, and look at the daily insums that were coming from around the country.
Okay.
And I believe I read something that they were starting to do drone bullshit back then, to a certain degree.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, that's fucking a long time ago. That's pre-head injury days. But,
yeah. I know we had the Predators back then, but I didn't hear anything about any of the smaller drones.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I do know that, what is it? The IRA was using remote control vehicles, like cars and stuff.
Yep.
Back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s for assassination attempts and stuff.
Yeah, you could drive them up underneath a vehicle and blow it up.
That's all she wrote. Yep, they were doing it with dynamite.
Yep.
So this is nothing new. This is getting more complicated because he can fly them in the air. Now, are you familiar with the systems that allow you to fly the drones and do these air shows with them and stuff?
So the Army actually has software available to it that disables all the restriction about flying in restricted areas.
Uh-huh.
It removes all those restrictions. So that's how we're able to fly on military installations. Is we have that software that mitigates any of the restricted areas, so we can fly wherever we need to.
All right. Well, I'm asking about the software that allows you to fly them in swarms.
Okay.
Does that require each drone to have its own frequency, or do they basically have them all on standby and then one by one put them into action? I mean, how does that work?
So every aircraft has an ID number, and all you have to do is go into the software, assign it a specific ID number, and that basically tweaks the frequency a little bit so that they're all on different frequencies. And so I can control, like I said, up to 250 aircraft at one time.
You just get them all in the air, and then you just pull them down one at a time and do what you got to do?
Right. Or I tell them to go off and go do something.
Well, I mean, the way I'm envisioning is this. Say you park in the airspace over an airfield, 200 drones. All right?
Sure.
And then, you just pull one drone at a time to neutralize targets on the ground as they pop up. And
sure.
You can literally, as long as those drones' batteries hold out, you can keep them up there, almost indefinitely.
Sure.
That is pretty scary stuff right there.
Yeah, there's also a TED Talk out there. I didn't pull it up and send it to you guys, but there's a TED Talk out there where this guy has a drone small enough to fit in your hand. It's got a 22 round mounted to it, and it has facial recognition software attached to it.
Yeah, I've
so
seen
as soon as
that.
it identifies its target, it'll fly into that target and set off that 22 round.
And kill you, yep.
And kill you.
Yeah, and actually that drone was smaller than the palm of your hand. It was literally the size of a thimble. It was very small. That's some scary-ass shit right there.
Yep.
And it doesn't even have to be a 22. It could literally be, I don't know, just a piece of C4 the size of a thimble. That's enough to kill you.
Or a small spot of tannerite.
Yep, tannerite will do it too. That shit is just creepy, man. So I'm just trying to figure out, moving forward, I mean, do you see any way that we can defend ourselves against stuff like this?
There's a lot of systems in place, but I've seen a lot of them fail too. I've seen big drones get through big systems, and I hate to say operator error, but a lot of it is a lot of these kids are afraid to pull the trigger and stop a drone.
Uh-huh.
And they're, after a couple ass chewings, if I can.
No, you can say it. It's fine. We say it all the time.
So,
Say a lot worse than
so
that.
after a couple ass chewings, I think, now it's to the point that they're shooting everything out of the sky. But, it depends on the system.
And how much
We've got the systems.
I mean, just give me a ballpark. How much does it cost to build a counter drone system that basically I'm trying to think. You point it at the drone and it fires off an EMP or a jamming frequency to bring the drone down. What does something like that cost?
Yeah, if you look at the Drone Defender, Drone Buster, you're looking at about $85,000 a piece.
Wow.
And basically, the Drone Defender looks like an AR-15 platform with some antennas attached to the handrail. Oh. And for $85,000, you point that in the direction of the drone, it's good for about 1.5 clicks, maybe 1,000 meters.
That's not bad.
So the Drone Buster looks like your policeman's radar detector. Does the same thing. You point it in the direction of the drone, pull the trigger, and it cuts the C2 communication with the pilot.
All right, Mr. D,
So,
give me a couple minutes. I got to go hit the pisser. Had one too many beers too many. I'll be right back.
Shocker.
All right. Sorry about that, Mr. D.
No worries. It happens.
He had to go drain his D.
So what is your actual degree called?
Say that again?
What is your degree called? Is it just
Yeah, it's just UAS, Unmanned Aerial Systems Engineering Technology.
Okay. So are you liking this particular field you're getting into? I mean,
oh yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, when I first heard about it, my first question was, I can get paid to play with RC airplanes, and I haven't looked back ever since.
All right, and how often do they have you traveling around?
Right now, our Big Daddy, Mr. Joe Biden, has put a stop to all contractors who did not get the needle.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm one of the contractors that did not get the needle, so I'm not allowed to travel anymore.
Okay.
However, before all this, every couple of weeks, I was going somewhere doing something.
All right. Well, we can't really go into the poke and smoke politics here.
Yeah,
we'll get in
YouTube
big
will
trouble.
censor us.
Hey, Blake, how many people do we have watching?
662 on YouTube, good sir.
All right. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, let's see, jumping over to Twitch, 48, D Live, 60, Odyssey, 55, BigTow.tv, 32.
All right, so we're right around 700.
We're running light since ever since we did stream about 2 weeks ago, talking about a particular case of self-defense.
Uh-huh.
We did a retrospective on that, and then since then, our nightly audience has been basically cut in half.
Yeah, I got you.
But it totally, Susan totally deserved that free speech award that YouTube sponsored. Makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. So between the different drone systems, what is your opinion, or what do you think is the best system out there? The one with 8 arms, 6 arms, 4, fixed wing? I mean, what do you think?
It really comes down to the purpose of the flight. So if I want to go out and do ISR, I want to go out and fly around and see what's going on. More motors, more rotors, more stability.
Okay.
But it's also more battery. So you're going to cut your flight time down a little bit. Whereas some of these smaller drones, you can put them on the sky for a little over a half hour, give or take. And go out and catch some video, take pictures, do all that kind of stuff.
Now, were you overseas when you had one of your fobs invaded or spied on by a drone?
Every spot I was at had some sort of drone action on it.
Okay, so there was enemy using drones on your position and everywhere you went. So this is actually taking place in real time all over the world.
It is.
Okay. So this is a clear and present danger.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a clear and present danger then. This is not going away.
And they're coming up with their own tactics and practices and all that kind of stuff of how they're using them and where they're using them.
Mm-hmm. That's TTPs, yeah.
Yep.
Every country has different TTPs. That's just the way it goes. And for those of you that, what's that stand for? Training, tactics, and procedures.
Right.
Yeah. My whole thing is this, though, is, there will come a time where you're going to see, and I know they're probably working on this tech now, is an EMP that you can fire in directions. It's directional that you can knock a lot of the shit out of the sky with.
I can see that coming, but I can see it being really regulated. Just like GPS jamming is really regulated. You can't just turn on a GPS jammer at any time, anywhere you want.
No, I know, because people rely on that stuff and people could die.
Yep.
So, if you have a directional EMP, I mean, you could point it at aircraft and you can do all kinds of horrible shit with it. Because we're evil, we're evil hairless monkeys, and that's what we do.
That's why we made the shirt.
And like the Drone Defender and Drone Buster, you got bleed off, so you got to watch what's around you. Just because you got it aimed in one direction doesn't mean there isn't bleed off that's going to go in the other direction either.
But you figure the Drone Defender runs $85,000.
Yes.
Okay, now
that's government.
10 years from now, you're going to be able to buy one of those old Drone Defenders at a surplus yard for probably pennies on the dollar.
Sure.
Because I've gone.
As it is, like I said, I've got all the parts in my basket. Actually, I've already purchased them. I'm waiting for them to get delivered so I can build my own. It's on $300.
Nice.
That's fucking awesome, man. But you can. But you have all the licensing. You can fly your drone. I mean, all the laws and stuff, so you're not going to get pinched, right?
Yeah, I've got the FAA private pilot or private remote pilot license, the FAA 107.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for me to use certain frequencies, I've also got to have the ham radio license.
Okay. All right. Now, here's another thing I've got to ask you. In regards to the United States military.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So all right. Now, I know the Air Force actually have an MOS for a drone pilot now.
They do. Actually, they've had it because of the Predator system was an Air Force asset.
Okay.
So Air Force has had drone pilots that fly out of Nellis and the surrounding area.
Okay. So those are the ones that are near Las Vegas, and it's all remote. They just fly them all over.
Yep.
Okay. And so basically what they're doing is they're just piggybacking off of the standard communication packages that this country enjoys to have people flying these drones somewhere around Las Vegas or anywhere in the continental United States in complete safety, and they just fly these drones wherever, and there's really nothing they could do about it.
Right.
Wow.
When I was in Iraq in '04, there at Balad, they had the Predators, and as soon as it left the ground, Nellis took over. So they were flying from their little air-conditioned container in Nellis while the drone was flying around doing what it was doing in Iraq.
All right. Okay. Now I know that those bigger drone systems in '04 used to carry 2 or 4 Hellfire missiles on them.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what are like some of the newer stuff. What are they carrying now? I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
Well, my thing is this: is like I can envision like an A-10, being turned into a drone, and then you have a 30 millimeter, auto cannon. That's fucking creepy, man.
Again, it doesn't take much to. If you watch Mythbusters, all the cars that they've hooked up to remote control systems so that they can make them drive and go do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You can do that to an airplane.
It's one of my favorite shows, man.
So if worse comes to worse, and you have to stay in the lower 48 and you can't travel the world, you could go work for the oil companies doing the underwater drone stuff and still make bank. Am I right?
You can.
Okay. So if worse comes to worse, you're not going to be starving if you don't get the poke and smoke.
No.
Okay.
And in fact, they're fighting all that right now. So
I gotcha.
my
Yeah,
job's
I know.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm up to speed on all of the poke and smoke fighting that's going on. But my thing is this,
Yep.
I brought you here on the show, and I know we had a couple of snafus in the past. But the thing is you are on the front lines with you're using this technology. You went to college for this technology. The VA trained you to do this.
Right.
And you're basically going around training military people on how to use this stuff as well.
Right.
Okay. And I just want to thank you for that because I don't think I would be able to put up with this tedious crap. I mean, I have the evil genius for it, but I don't know. I mean, getting a whole 4-year degree, I don't know. I don't think I can.
Like I said, get paid to play with RC toys.
Yeah, man, you build them yourself.
And I build my own. I have a octocopter, 8 motors, rotors, that's 54 inches blade tip to blade tip. It's a monster. And I can lift dumbbells, 5-pound dumbbells with it all day long.
What would it take for you to build like a drone copter that you could fly yourself around in?
So they've already got a lot of those out there. It just takes money, really.
Uh-huh.
The technology's out there. You just have to build bigger props, bigger motors. In fact, I just bought 21-inch props and big motors so I can build heavier stuff or lift heavier stuff. And eventually my goal is to build a copter big enough to lift me off the ground. It's just a matter of having the money to be able to buy the bigger components.
Well, last time I saw you, you're going to have to dump like 20 or 30 pounds off your midsection just to make it easier. I'm just fucking with you, man.
Or buy bigger. Yeah, I got you. It's that or buy bigger stuff.
Yeah.
I vote for buy.
I got to mess with you. I got to mess with you because, you're Air Force.
Yeah. Mm. If I can deal with Pete, I can deal with you.
I got you. And then, well, the thing is like, there was a couple times I operated or I worked with Air Force, right, in the past.
Yep.
And they got extra money for living in the Army barracks where we lived because it wasn't a hotel.
Because it was substandard living.
I know.
We're not used to that stuff.
Oh,
wow. It hurts our feelings when we have to downgrade So
Did they
you know,
powder
the
your bottom after
PTSD,
you wiped
you
your
know,
own ass,
they've got to
too?
pay us extra.
No, I remember, like, literally, I'm in the shitter, and these two Air Force guys come walking in. They look at the bathroom and like, yep, we're getting a hardship tour. I'll pay for this. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. You sons of bitches. That's good shit, though. That's good shit.
Yeah, well, it's better than the last time I was on my last trip overseas, when I've got to listen to two Army guys in the same shower singing country music, washing each other's backs.
Oh, my.
That's a little excessive, Frank.
A little bit.
Yeah, no. Now, I could actually believe that story if it was two Marines or Navy people, but I don't know. Army. Maybe Navy.
It was an all Army base, and we were
All right,
just
I'm waiting for the
contractors
text
there.
message
They come
from my
out,
brother.
you know, almost holding hands, and they were wearing Army outfits. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, they figure if they're wearing, Army greens, no one will see them coming
All right.
on
Well,
each other's backs.
oh, my God. Well, Mr. D, we've had you on for an hour and 10 minutes. I don't want to burn up any of your time. And I know you got the power out from at your end. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to probably go through these links and show them for the people who are watching this. And, and you can hang up right now. I think we're good to go. I want to thank you for your time.
All right, brother. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you all having me on.
And first of all, I just want to thank you. I know this was very frustrating, and Murphy was all over us, even today, because your power went out and everything's fucked up where you are. But thank you, man. And then if we have anything in the future, I'll give you a call, and then you can keep us up to speed on the cutting edge stuff.
Sounds good. We'll do.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. D. The Big D.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take it easy. All right. Well, I mean, that was pretty informative.
If he was the Big D, I'm sure he would have met your ex-wife.
Allegedly. You're going to get me sued, bro. So, I mean, what was your take on this?
It's
Scary shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is scary shit. It is. It's technology that's becoming cheaper and cheaper, more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
If just raising a boy and growing up a boy is any indication, like if you can make a weapon out of something, as a boy, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like you see little kids, they just pick up a slice of cheese like they want to throw it on their burger. Like, here, make whatever you want to burger. They put the cheese. If I threw this hard enough and attached a stick to it, I could kill somebody. It's just boys. We're evil, hairless monkeys.
I know. Hey, look, when I was 10 years old, I built a bazooka.
Yeah.
And I test fired all of the rockets in the backyard.
And your portable hand grenade going into the window of the police station.
One
of my favorite stories.
It was not a hand grenade.
I know. You fired it with a...
It was an M3000 firework wrapped in modeling clay. There was, granted, if I could rethink that, decision, I probably wouldn't do it. But I was like 11 years old.
But the story, so worth it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and these are here for a reason, guys. Like, they're just literally a prop. We finished up the shooting of the Pringle Smells music video, which will be out in time for Christmas Eve. You guys get to enjoy that shit, no pun intended.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments if you liked the Twilight Zone video we put out, yesterday?
Twilight Zone.
Yeah. And then the Lair video came out today on the Antarctica.
Yes.
Apparently it's
not out on YouTube yet.
Yeah.
Only on a couple of new tech channels.
I fucked up. Yeah.
Well, no, miscommunication. It is what it is. I was like, this gets done. I'll get that one done because you didn't film a second Lair video for the week. And
yeah, I got you.
It is what it is. We do have some super chats.
Let's nail them.
Go through those there. One from early in the stream. In fact, before we began, got deleted by the chat, but I thought ahead and snagged it. From Patriot of the West, Odin bless, gentlemen. Mango season finished for another year. Back to the restaurant, and this year my MMA. Leaving behind a broken-hearted girl I spent a few nights with. Wango Tango, apparently I made her catch feelings when she gave me my Red Wings.
Oh.
$60 Australian. I'm not sure if it's worth it.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Oh,
God damn. Ugh.
I mean,
Red Wings, get out of here.
you and I, were talking before the stream, like, it's like, the period spicy time in the shower, everything washes away. I get that, but do you really need your steak that rare?
Nah.
Just
Like, I'm gonna be honest. At my age, it's not that important anymore.
nah,
If like I'm with a woman, she's like, I'm having problems. I'm like, we can wait. It's not a big deal.
yeah, big deal.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because you're just asking for
It's
trouble.
one less pill I have to replenish at the end of the month, which means less likely that I will get thrown in jail for a plethora of penis pills.
Well, I mean, technically, if you don't have a prescription, you could get in some trouble if you have those.
Why? That's my question.
Listen, there's all kinds of people going to jail for
It's just like
victimless crimes. It's redonkulous.
you're having more boners than you've been allowed. 30 days in the slammer for you.
I wonder if we can do a show called Jail Time for Nothing.
Yeah, how much? Let's just send us some emails for stupid laws that are still on the books that you know of. Either the main email, redonkulus12@gmail.com, or send it to mine, redonkulasblake, because everything will get forwarded there while barely being skimmed through anyway, because that's just how things roll around here. Regila 11. To date, 1,900 religious exemptions to the CUFAX have been processed by the Marine Corps. Not a single one has been granted. Smells like your mom.
Yep.
Michael Simmons, can civilians get a drone buster or equivalent?
If you have the money.
So if you have the money. I mean, he's building one with parts for like 300 bones.
Yeah.
But you got to know your way around those electronics.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know you got to, there's got to be a way you can just throw it together and it's not that complicated. Because the way they make it now, everything's like modular.
Yeah.
It's not like you're building a circuit board from scratch.
Yeah. It's not a perfect world, though.
Nah.
Reaper01, Ubisoft strikes again. Ghost Recon Breakpoint details this exact thing. Killer drone swarms.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny how life starts to imitate art after a while. Queejibo with a 1999 donation. Thank you so much. I've been considering getting a DJI, but was concerned about China stealing footage or info for their use. Don't want to provide intel and pay them for it. Is this a valid concern?
It all depends. I mean, if you're just a normal person running around, what kind of information could they have?
Yeah.
Now, if you are privy to TSSCI, information, then that's a valid concern. But
Yeah.
if you're just a meathead like me running around in the real world, I mean, what do we know? I don't get my hands on any classified information anymore.
But I'm sure yours and my name is on a list somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Duh, duh, duh.
Keith Peterson, USS Nimitz dropped tomatoes for target practice. It's good times.
Tomatoes.
As an attack of the killer. What are you doing over there,
The
man?
chair's messing up.
Chair's messing up, or is it the operator?
It's a little bit of both, I think.
Rat bastard. SL Joseph 74 with a $50 super chat.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much for that. No comment attached, so if there was one, I'm sorry. YouTube deleted it. Hate when that happens. Tony Most, the Army needs to bring back the Vulcan. As in,
No.
I know it's not that.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I mean, they've got the Sea Whiz thing. It's a minigun.
Sea Whiz.
Yeah, and it's mainly on destroyers now. They use it to take down anti-ship missiles and what have you, and aircraft.
Ah.
It's pretty goddamn scary. When that thing goes off, it's insane. So it's incredibly loud. It looks like a death ray. It's amazing. Death ray.
Reaper01, can these drones be hacked into from the ground? Well, I mean, in my opinion, anything with software can be hacked.
That's right. If
So,
it accepts radio frequencies to pilot or control it, runs on electronics, chances are you can hack it.
yep. Keith Peterson, you can't escape a laser or a nice, but It's true. Well, I mean, you can't escape a nice butt, especially if it's trying to spray you with disgustingness that gives you pink eye.
Pink eye from the brown eye.
Pink eye from the brown eye is not a good thing. Actually, I think most pink eye is from the brown eye inadvertently. You nasty bastard should have been washing your hands long before the coof. Just saying.
Yeah?
Crazy uncle, if a civilian drone is spying on you, shoot it down. If the owner comes to collect it, they can charge you with theft, but you can't charge them with trespassing. That is horse shit right there.
Well, they have to actually find it on your property.
That's true.
Things happen.
Things do happen, yeah. That's why you keep a wood chipper around.
Yep. Or you just tie a rock to it and throw it in the water.
Yeah, there's always that.
Get scuba gear and go find it.
Everybody saw that viral video of the dude who jumped off the frickin' side of the canal because his drone started landing in the water with his low battery signal, and he actually swam out there fast enough to catch the damn thing.
Well, I mean, if it's a couple $100,
Yeah.
you know.
I scared a bunch of ducks with mine one day, not meaning to. I didn't realize how close I was to them. All of a sudden, they're just like, start splashing water at it. Water hit the lens, and I was like, whoa, well, that must be Rain-X on there. This is tripped off beautifully.
Nice.
It's pretty good. Smooth Criminal, it's easier to build an EMP than this drone crap.
Actually, I looked online, and there's a video on YouTube that shows you how to build like an EMP, but it's got limited range.
Well, anything that is going to have limited range. But, I mean, some of the shit that he's talking about, if it can go like a kilometer in the air or higher, I mean, an EMP is not really going to help you unless you detonate a nuclear warhead in your backyard.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is they might actually develop technology moving forward where you can actually focus an EMP beam and take it out a couple miles.
Maybe. I mean, they've got that laser thing that you were talking about, or the microwave emitter that can, like, heat you up or whatever for heaters, and they were thinking about busting that out for BLM in the Capitol at one point.
Yeah, and what it does is it's like a big satellite dish. They fire it up, and it literally causes your skin to feel like it's on fire, even though you're not taking any damage.
Yeah,
but it feels like you are.
So it just attacks your nerves.
For the most part, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, how bad can it be?
That's a good idea, Ferry, right there. How bad could it be? It'll be fine.
Yep.
Pete, effing Air Force boy.
Was he on here?
That's the Pete right there, yep. So we got Big D and Peter. And then you got Harry Blackwood in the chat. It's very much a Pennis kind of an evening, apparently. Tanker Boy Sabot, 1776. Said it correctly, damn it. Uncle Jack Daniels is watching along with me tonight.
Excellent.
You've known him as long as I have, and then he's John. Captain Chaos, the USMC is ending their armor program and a huge chunk of artillery in favor of ship-based drones.
They're getting rid of a lot of their armored personnel vehicles and tanks. I think they've already turned in all their tanks.
Huh.
So I don't really understand why, but it's a money thing, obviously.
Okay. The Wall. Air Force is spoiled with their wine flutes. The Navy guy says as he pours himself another glass from Aunt Jemima's evil twins bottle, Jackie Daniels.
Yeah. Yes, sirree.
It just jumped ahead on me. I hate when it does that. Navy guy. No wonder they call him Seaman. Larry Gorky, Pop, here's to FAC Master Sergeant John Chapman, United States Air Force, MOH PHKIA, alone at dawn. I wish I could have sent the YouTube link, but it's verboten.
No. MOH, those Medal of Honor recipient. Now, yeah. No. And another thing about the whole Medal of Honor thing is there's a whole ass load of Silver Stars awards that are sitting around that should have been upgraded to Medal of Honor and weren't, simply because you have Army people on the awards basically it's the Army people that read all the awards and decide what gets what. But they actually had Navy people involved in this. Why in the fuck do you allow Navy people to make recommendations on awards for people in the fucking Army? That is insane.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, I read, while I was in Iraq in 2004, I read 4 different award citations that were downgraded to Silver Star, that they put them in for the MOH, and it got downgraded to Silver Star, and you literally look at the people who made the recommendations, and half of them were Navy officers. Fuck them. It was so infuriating.
That's retarded. Irish 117745. In the voice of Sean Connery, I just remembered my Charlemagne. Let Miami be stones and woods and birds of heaven. From The Last Crusade. My favorite scene in that movie is when they, when he asks his dad how he figured out that the blonde chick was a bad guy. She talks in her sleep. And then they realize they're Eskimo brothers with this fucking Nazi chick.
Nice. Nice.
Well,
what are you going to do?
dung is fun. I hate that you get ads on your channel and y'all don't get money for it.
For the most part, you are correct.
Well, he did put a butt in there. So let me just cue one up here. I always got to keep my butts on standby.
Yes.
There you go.
Excellent.
It's good times right there. It's good times. Mm-hmm. And yes, we don't get a whole lot of money of anything, and we're being throttled so bad with our audience size on streams right now. It's quite lovely. We're rocking about half of what we were just 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So good times. Good times. Irish Lover 7745 again reminds me of Small Soldiers and the movie Toys with Robin Williams.
That's a good movie, actually.
Yeah, I remember Small Soldiers. It was a 90s Joe Dante film with Kirsten Dunst. But the concept was cool. That toy. Do you ever see Small Soldiers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's little action toys, but they had military AI chips in them. Like, they were cheap.
Yeah.
Keith Peterson, what happened to Space Ghost was on? Space Ghost was on. Just tits. Extraction expert with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much. My brother and I used to launch M80s out of slingshots, one lighting for the other, still being blamed for alleged hearing loss.
Well, these things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. You ever had an M80 explode by your head? Or close enough to give you that ringing for a day and a half?
Are you kidding me? Of course.
AF. I need a drone for finding tuna / mahi. Mavic 2. Mavic's a pretty good drone. Yeah, I've got a Mavic Air myself. That one's already been upgraded to the Mavic Air 2. But,
how much did that run you?
I got the Fly More package over at Costco on super sale for like $700 2 or 3 years ago.
It's not bad.
Oh, not bad. I mean, it's a 4K drone. It takes really good quality stuff.
I mean, that's an AK-47 with 3 mags.
You see what I mean? He thinks of everything in terms of either guns or pizza.
Yeah, guns or pizza.
Yeah, if it's a small item, pizza. Large item, guns.
Gun.
Travis Wolf. At the end of the day, we are nothing more than evil poo-flinging monkeys. As the Slingback Effect stream on Tuesday, I got one hell of a story. That's going to be the plan. We're trying to get Lauren Brooks on there with us for that. Hopefully she'll be up to it. She was having a bad day on Tuesday.
Well, things happen.
So we pushed it. JDave04. Hey, guys, love the Twilight Zone video. Have you posted your pee-break vids anywhere? Pop makes a convincing James Bond deepfake. That is the eeriest one, because it's like your face and Roger Moore's are fighting for supremacy in those deepfakes.
Actually, I like the deepfake thing. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't posted them individually anywhere, but if you guys want me to, let me know in the chat. I'll gladly throw those up. Crimson Hawks up, riggers. I'm late, dude. We are effed in the coin slot. I was wondering what that was. I'm uncomfortable. Dung is fun. Pop, you're messing with your chair too much. You forget your butt donut.
Yeah, actually, the cushion here is like hanging on by a thread. I cut a hole in my finger fucking with it.
Well, stop fucking with it.
Well, it's no longer attached. So when this show's over, I have to reattach it.
Oh, because were you fucking with it?
Yeah, well, I was trying to adjust it, and I fucked it up.
You got hurt in a suburban neighborhood. Were you fucking with it?
Were you fucking with it?
That's what happens anytime you get bit by a snake.
Or any wildlife.
Anything
You get
at
fucked
all,
up by any wildlife, the first thing they ask you when you're on sick call, were you fucking with
You
it?
got attacked by a pigeon. Were you fucking with it? Oh, shit. Alan Flinchbaugh. Ornpay exists of drone with Ildade docking with a woman. Is that supposed to be a... I don't know. It looks like code speak, but I can't... Oh, Ildo Day docking.
Oh,
with a
Ildo.
woman.
Okay.
Ildo Day, yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Docking? Ooh. I'm picturing it. Reaper 01. Got my Siri kit built. Sexual encounter readiness equipment. Fresh condom, flavored dental dam for mouth music, a coitus consent form, and a bottle of ghost pepper sauce in case she tries something.
Nice. Ghost pepper sauce.
Oh, shit. I would have gone for horseradish, but you went...
You went all the way?
He went with the nuclear option. But considering how much wango tango this guy has endured in the past, I'm not shocked. Michael Simmons, Pop should review VR horror games and gun sims. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but that would require Pop getting technical. You might have to watch some YouTube tutorials, getting brush up on your gaming.
And my stuff.
Your stuff.
Stuff. I play War Thunder.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you play it. You should see him when he gets shot. You motherfucker!
Well, the thing is when I play War Thunder, I try to, if I can, I'll play the entire session, like the 20-minute game with one tank.
Nice.
Because I'm using economy of force.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through 4 or 5 tanks. I just want to use one. Occasionally, I'll roll through all the tanks because I get killed, and that's when I say "you motherfucker," and all those like creative slang terms I come up with.
Creative slang.
Yeah.
Dung is fun. Pop needs a new chair. Everybody pitching. Pop needs a new chair. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to jump over to Streamlabs here and see if we got anything going on. Yes, we do. From Commandant Cunt Nut Butter. Well,
what are you going to do?
Captain Crunch is going to have some competition here in the cereal aisle pretty soon. The next war will be an absolute slaughterhouse. Think of the opening scene of Terminator. Deathbots controlled by both sides and unending death. The most brief way to describe the whole shebang would be decimation. Check for butt shipment later.
In the beginning, yes. But as the thing is as the conflict progresses and you run out of that equipment, it's going to go back down to mano a mano.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
That's
nice.
nice.
We can show that
You
one.
can show that one.
There we go.
There we go.
Not bad.
I like
not
it.
Bad. A little yoga. Yoga tends to toughen up those gluteus minimus. Oh, I can't show
that one.
Kind of looks like the stripper who got mad at 500 miles of Mr. Right. Being a sex worker is amazing. It is real work. I'm going to encourage my daughter to do it.
Yeah.
That's one less woman that's going to be getting married.
Yep. One less problem. Oh, can't show that one.
That one either, but it's a nice one.
That is a nice one.
We need to get our own streaming server, man. This one we can show.
We can show that one.
Yeah, there we go. We are looking about getting our own streaming server. We would just need a donation, processor, whatnot. We're looking into it. It's actually not as expensive to get your own streaming server as you would think. In fact, it's cheaper than trying to stream on Rumble.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that.
Yeah, that's.
They might get.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
That's a nice one. It's large and in charge.
Eh.
I'll have to save it to the desktop and open it that way. In the meantime, I'm going to open up the next one. Finally, some Red Hat. There we go.
Ginger.
I'll put both of these together. Why not?
Ginger.
Ginger. We like the gingers around it. Well, there's a finite window.
18 to 28.
Yeah.
After that, banana pudding.
Yeah, there's a very finite window where you son of a...
Did you fuck it up?
No, I didn't screw anything up. I don't know why it's doing
You
that.
effed it up.
Yeah.
You effed it up.
Hey, I'm trying to be nice here, so we're not just keeping everything to ourselves. Bastard.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Sure.
Well, it was kind of cool having an actual drone expert in here.
Yeah, he definitely knows his stuff.
Well,
All right, here we go. Now we can show.
Well, he went to school for it.
Boop.
So, there we
you
go.
2 for the price of 1.
I like it.
All right, next one on here. Jimmy Bones, let's go with the Dr. Evil method and strap sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads. Commissar Cooch Poonch.
Okay.
Question for the drone specialist. He left. What would you speculate the efficacy of a handheld focused energized plasma weapon against drones or a micro signal tracking missile launched from a handheld railgun? It sounds pretty damn effective to me.
Well, the thing is that technology doesn't exist right now.
A phased plasma rifle with a 40-watt range. Hey, just what you see, pal. Moff Starfox. Just saying the next generation of drone will be semi-intelligent and they will be able to use soldier-like transmission pole and support said soldier. Select an attack target by himself. Ghost recon, get to real men.
Yep. The thing that scares me is we have a thing called cluster bombs, right? And that's a large bomb. It opens up over the battlefield and a bazillion little hand grenade, small explosives fall from it, and it just wreaks absolute havoc on whole like grid squares.
Mhm.
Now, can you imagine? You have a cluster bomb munition, and each cluster bomb is intelligent guided to an individual target on the ground. I mean, it's a slaughter fest.
Yeah. Would not be a good day for
No,
anyone.
it's not a good day for anyone.
Senior Airman Dick Fitzwell. I use my drone to check out my hot neighbor when she's undressing. Winning.
Well, it's good to have skills.
Yeah, it is. Don't get caught doing that. Get 90 days in the clink.
Yeah.
Muck Drill Blast. As an underground miner, 10 years ago I was once operating several 140,000-pound mining machines that had 80s technology remotely, which were 3,000 feet underground. Now imagine state-of-the-art 140,000-pound war machines being remotely operated by a Chinese esports champion.
Yep.
That's some scary shit right there.
Yeah, that is.
Ugh. Yeah, that's how you get, you want Terminator? That's how you get
That's
Terminator.
how you get Terminator.
S. Kent 599 reminds me of an old Robin Williams movie called Toys. It was about a toy company that trained kids to use RC weapons for the military. Yeah, that was a really weird divergence for Barry Levinson. Coam Genus, this was a college course. I'm going to have to rewatch this several times to take notes. Mr. D is an engineer. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
The Big D. S. Ken 599. Pop, stop being a cheap ass and buy yourself a nice chair for the show.
I didn't buy this chair, man. Quit throwing. What?
No, I bought it for him, and it was fine until somebody, decided to try to turn it into a recliner up there.
I fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
I
Were
fuck-
you fucking with it?
I was. I was fucking with it. I'm just trying to get it to fucking fit, man.
Look like Al Pacino on the fucking Inside the Actors Studio. Oh, funny.
I fucked it up. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's all good. Doppelganger and Dapper Sapper throwing us some lemons over on D Live. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I love the gifts on D Live. Asian girls with big knockers. How can you go wrong?
Can't.
You can't. Loyal 9 with 25 library corn. I think that qualifies for one of these.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
This is an amazing stream. People need to hear this. It could easily be weaponized in America. Also, just released a new video about how governments use entertainment to distract and enslave populations. Loyal 9 out. Well, yeah.
It's absolutely correct.
Games and circuses, what they used to do in Rome. Like,
People are getting
government's
pissed off.
Government's on the cusp of falling. Just have a bunch of gladiators kill each other. Nobody will pay attention.
100 days of games.
Yeah, that's not working. Tits. And let's bring in some tits.
And then free bread.
Yeah, the free bread, orgies, wine.
Yeah.
You know, if you watch Caligula,
What
the
could go
orgies
wrong?
and wine really scarred you for life.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? The God Jester. I hear a lot of talk about explosive delivery using drones, but how hard would it be to equip a drone with an automatic firearm or even a sniper rifle for long-range firepower?
It's actually pretty easy.
Ah.
Yep.
Well, in that case, you know, when you're talking about a drone, it would have to be one of the quadcopters with the glider, because you need something a little more stable than your average garden variety prosumer drone.
I saw. There was no video. I didn't see the video of this. I saw a quadcopter that had an M16A2 attached underneath it. I didn't see him fire it or fly with it on there, but it can be done. I mean, if there's a way to figure it out, it can be done.
Yeah.
So
It can be done. Bearded Dad. The Twilight Zone vid was hilarious.
that was good.
I thought so. I enjoyed that one. François Lechatain. Yes, I love that Twilight Zone video too. Its content says it all. All right. Checking the other sites over here. 33 viewers on MGTOW.tv, 62 on Odyssey, 52 on DLive, 42 on Twitch. Double checking everything over here. Got a couple more just popping up here on YouTube. 630 still watching. Thank you for sticking with us.
So we got about 850 people.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Dung is fun. Rudy Day. She's a ginger that does the same thing TFM does. Reviews dolls.
I don't know. I'm not about that. So
Yeah.
I think we've had 3 or 4 offers to do advertising for that stuff.
Yeah.
And I will not do it.
Yeah. No, okay.
Nah, I will not do it.
Extraction expert with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I have a Mavic Air. Every time my phone upgrades, I seem to lose a couple 100 feet of altitude. Game's afoot. If you find a DPI-CM on a field, don't blow on it. Saw it go bad for EOD at 29 Palms.
Yeah. Well, if it has explosives and it's has a detonator in it and it doesn't work the first time, if you go up and fuck with it, you're taking your life in your own hands.
Yeah. Were you fucking with?
And so you have another drone fly something on top of it and then blow it up.
Yeah, that's when you know, if you go over there and you mess with that, you know, it's not commanding officer messing with you. It's your commanding officer that died. He's greeting you at the pearly gates. Oh, hey, were you fucking with it?
Sorry about that, bro.
Sorry, man. I warned you. Reaper 01. Scratch that. I'm going with Carolina Reaper sauce just to leave my mark. No one beats the Reaper. Ugh.
No, thank you.
Don't fear the Reaper. Take me out with boxed wine and Catland if you can. You know I can.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
Never gets old.
That's ingenious. I love that thing.
Nefarious Demology or Demology. Been watching you both for a while now. Quality content that saved my life more than once. Keep up the good work. 403.
403.
I have to update that on the website. Thank you very much for that super chat, and we're going to update the counter on the website and the board for the next stream. CG Roberts, check your email. Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go.
Can't show that one.
Can't show that one, but I can stare at it.
That's nice.
Can
Can we show that one? I probably can't.
Nah, no, probably not. You can see the goose pimples.
Yeah. I can't show that one either.
There's
Definitely not that
Definitely
one.
not that one, but that's a great one.
That's a good one.
Oh, definitely can't show
not
that one. There's boobies on that one.
That's straight up.
I have to share with the wrenches after the show.
That's
This is
straight
all
up
part of the new
boobalage
thing
right there.
Boobalicious. Outstanding. Yeah, the last one, I'm pretty sure that was Latin right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
I don't say that's Latin. Might be fake boobs, but still.
I don't care.
I don't care
They're
either.
still pretty good.
I go and watch movies with CGI. I'm not going to complain about fake tits.
No. Nope.
Daniel Away, I'd like to see you guys get Andrew Tate on your show. I've heard that name bandied about. Him and Pop can talk kickboxing and violence in general.
Andrew Tate is a former world champion kickboxer who works in finance. So, and I do have associates that do know him personally. I do not.
Yeah.
So
Well, reach out through your associates.
I'll see
We'll
what
have anybody on the show as long as they're respectful.
Yeah.
All right. One quick look over here. Oh, we got a couple more over on Streamlabs here. First Sergeant, Too Much Ass. If you're planning to make your own platform, I can help you with building your own cryptocurrency. I don't know. We didn't think we need to go that far.
Well, if you build your own cryptocurrency and it doesn't work out and people actually bought it, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
And wind up doing time in the big house.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck around with that.
I don't need that aggravation.
No. So thanks you for the suggestion, but no thank you for that. Demaster 12, somebody invents something. Evil hairless monkeys, but we can use it to kill other monkeys. Other evil hairless monkeys. Can we fuck it? Inventor, no. Evil hairless monkeys, but we want to kill and fuck with it.
Well, we are pretty good at doing stuff like that.
Yes, we are.
We are.
I mean, that chick who like almost shot her clit off because she was dildoing with a freaking 9mm.
Well, she's lucky that it just was a flesh wound.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that article, I was like, that is enough internet for today. I think we're okay. Whew. Downside 13. Pop, get to the P.O. box before the robots do. Noff. Also, whoever made... What the hell? Pisitony Rail, front gas blocks for ARs, eat a whole bucket of dicks.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff they invented to fit on modern weapon systems that really don't fit on weapon systems and probably shouldn't have been invented. Yeah, because I bought years ago. I had basically it was something that allowed me to mount a bayonet on my Mossberg 590, and that thing did not work at all. I fucked with it for months, redesigned it, bought other parts. It was just a waste of time and money.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn.
You live and learn. Mad Hatter Matador on MGTOW.tv. Can we get a soundboard of all the sounds you use for the shows, like the cat dance and everything? It's hilarious. And can we send Christmas gifts for you guys?
Sure.
Yeah, but Pop usually accepts anything that he can imbibe. Food, beverage, things like that. Or if it's a weapon. I've noticed that you seem to be okay with weapons.
Yeah.
Somebody fashioned you an axe.
Yeah, it's
Pretty sweet.
you got to put it on the wall.
You want me to grab it for you? I'll go grab it right now.
Yeah. This one actually came to the P.O. box about a month and a half ago. It's actually well built. You see that? What could go wrong with this? Look at that. It's got a dragon head on it. It's all one piece of steel.
Thing's badass.
It's pretty goddamn sharp. Yeah, this thing will totally fuck you up.
Yeah, we got to figure out a place to hang that.
Yeah. No good can come of this.
That's why you like it so much.
It is nice. Thank you. Thank you for sending that.
Yes, and thank you for the knife that you sent us as well. I don't know if you can see up on the bar, but you can see a little bit.
The box?
That is the box that the axe came in. I refashioned it, threw some lights in there, and there you go.
Yep.
One shot, one down. And yeah, I can get to work on a little soundboard for you guys. I added a few more here.
Yeah.
And then by popular request. Come on, man.
Yeah. Wah.
Wah. Yeah.
You can always have that for when if we start doing call-in shows from random chicks who hate our stuff. And like, well, we can't see your downvotes anymore, so call us up. Tell us how much you hate us.
Yeah. Wah.
Wah. Chicks, man.
Chicks, man. Chicks. What are you going to do? All right, double checking it here to make sure what's going on here. But yeah, look, we can reach out to that Andrew Tate guy. If you have some comrades in arms that you can reach out through, it'd be fantastic. Yeah, one last one here from Dynaside 13. Is an M16A1 surplus parts clone worth it?
Well, an M16A1 parts or clone, yeah, sure. It's good. It's a good weapon system, but you're only going to fire 55 grain bullets out of it because it probably has a 1 in 9 twist barrel, And you can't fire heavier ammo in that.
Nice. All right, just so everybody knows, if somebody does want to send a Christmas gift, that Pop can drink, there is, in the description, the Meat Gazer box, as we call it, the P.O. box for Redonkulas.com Productions. Pop usually checks it like once a month or a few weeks. But, yeah, it's there. It's always there.
Yep.
Along with links to other platforms that we broadcast
I think we had a P.O. box for about a year and a half now, something like that.
Yeah, just about.
About a year and a half.
Not bad at all. There's a list of all the platforms that we're currently broadcasting to, minus YouTube. Check them out, you bitches.
All right.
And I think we are all caught up on chats. Thank you for coming along with us in this special Thursday night stream. We've been trying to get this Mr. D on the show now
For a while.
3 weeks.
Yeah. Like today, he's like, I don't know if I could do the show. Lost power. I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
And then the Exorcist just kind of disappeared into the ether. Maybe he got possessed.
Maybe. You never know.
This is why I'm hesitant to even mention that we're going to have guests, because every time I do,
It fucks up.
yeah, Lana spelled backwards. Yeah,
Absolutely correct.
that's what Murphy's into. He's a cold-hearted bastard with an 18-inch stainless steel strap-on.
Yep.
Dung is fun says, scratch your back with that, Pop.
Probably.
Not the axe, the abortion hook.
Oh, the abortion.
That's what it's there for.
I'm not married. That's why I used to scratch my back.
All right, I think we can take us out tonight with a safety briefing, good sir.
All right, everybody, don't drink and drive, and don't drink and swim. If you're going to bang, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet. If you have to defend yourself, shoot to kill, not wound, because one generates a hell of a lot of paperwork.
It's very true. It's very true. And somebody sent me an article during this stream that gave me that reaction. That's enough internet for today. So we may have to cover that one on Monday.
Okay.
Because it is so egregious. I'll just read you the headline after we're gone tonight.
Okay.
Because you're going to be like... at one point you looked over at me confused because this was my face. And you were probably wondering what the hell I was
What
looking
the fuck
at.
you looking at?
That's exactly what was going on.
Gotcha.
I'll keep you guys in suspense. We'll see you Monday, 12 noon Eastern Time.
Take it easy.